Prepper put on no-fly list, stranded in Hawaii. If you guys watched the show yesterday, you saw a good interview by David Knight talking about this topic. Let's take a look at the article. 34-year-old U.S. citizen and Mississippi resident Wade Hicks boarded a military flight to visit his wife. Stopping off in Hawaii to refuel, upon reboarding the plane, Hicks was quickly escorted back off again by armed guards. He turned up on the no-fly list. Now you say, this guy, he shows up on the no-fly list. I'm sure they had a good reason. He's probably a dirty terrorist, or maybe he made threats against some political official, which we'll cover in just 1 second. But no, let's take a look at this guy's credentials. He has a transportation worker identification credential granted by none other than the TSA, so the TSA doesn't even, value their own credentials. And he also has classified clearances as a defense contractor, and he has a valid passport. So what crime did this man do? Dun, dun, dun. He is right there in the title, prepper. So, if you have a couple of extra cases of bottled water, maybe some cheese crackers or some MREs, maybe even some ammunition, you get put on a no-fly list as a terrorist. And you guys heard Rahm Emanuel say, if you can't fly, you shouldn't buy, meaning he doesn't want you to own a gun if you can't fly on a plane because you're on a no-fly list. But nobody really knows how you get on a no-fly list and how you get off of it. This guy is married to a Navy lieutenant. He is a defense contractor, but he's on the no-fly list as a prepper. And we heard a similar story last week. It didn't concern planes, but a couple was deemed a constitutionalist, whatever that may mean. I assume it means that you know your rights, but I guess that's a bad deal. So anyway, the police are called to the couple's house because a neighbor heard an argument. Nothing wrong with that, a concerned neighbor. The police show up. The SWAT team freaks out because these people are listed as constitutionalists, whatever that means. The SWAT team raids the house. They find nothing but tomato plants. I'm not exactly sure what you plan to find in a house of constitutionalists besides possibly a copy of the U.S. Constitution, but that's the new way. No fly, no buy. So if Rahm Emanuel gets his way, if you magically end up on one of these lists, you won't be able to own a gun. That's how it is.
Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.